Alright, let's talk about something heavy. The word genocide. It's a word we hear, but what does it actually mean? Think of it like this. It's not just random violence, it's targeted. It's when a group of people, a government, an army, even a militia of neighbors, decides that another group of people needs to disappear, not just move away, disappear. This can be because of their race, their religion, their ethnicity, you name it. The goal is to destroy the group, in whole or in part. It's the ultimate act of saying, you do not belong here. In fact, you do not belong anywhere. It's a crime so big they had to invent a new word for it. Now, let's get one thing straight. This isn't ancient history, it's not something that happened once in a black and white film and we all agreed, wow, that was bad, let's not do that again. It's a dark thread that runs through our past and unfortunately pops up in our present. We see the same patterns, the same excuses, the same terrible results. It's like humanity keeps getting the same pop quiz, and we keep failing it in spectacularly similar ways. So, understanding this isn't just a history lesson, it's a survival guide for the present. People often think genocide is just mass killing, and yes, that's a huge, horrifying part of it, but it's bigger than that. The United Nations definition includes causing serious bodily or mental harm, creating conditions of life calculated to bring about a group's destruction, preventing births, or forcibly transferring children. It's a systematic dismantling of a people. It's taking away their homes, their culture, their future, and their lives. It's an attempt to erase them from the human story, to edit them out of existence as if they were never there. It's a deep, dark, and complex thing, but we have to look at it. The reason we have to look is simple. If you don't know how the fire starts, you can't stop the arsonist. And these aren't spontaneous fires. Let's start with the example everyone knows. The Holocaust. From 1939 to 1945, the Nazi regime in Germany decided that Jewish people were the problem. Jewish people, Romani people, disabled people, queer people, and others. They didn't just dislike them, they built an entire state-sponsored industrial machine for the purpose of exterminating them. They used propaganda to turn neighbors into informants. They used laws to strip people of their rights and property. And trains to carry millions to their deaths. The world watched for a while. It shows how a modern, civilized nation can orchestrate unimaginable horror. And much of the world was too slow or too unwilling to stop it. Then, let's jump forward to 1994. Rwanda. This one is terrifying for its speed. In about 100 days, nearly 2 million people were slaughtered. This wasn't industrial. This was intimate. The killers were often neighbors, co-workers, even family members. Cambodia, between 1975 and 1979, the Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, took over the country. They decided to create a perfect agrarian communist society. Their enemy, anyone with an education, anyone who wore glasses, anyone who lived in a city, or anyone with connections to the old government. They forced everyone into the countryside to work in labor camps, the infamous killing fields. Nearly 2 million people died from execution, starvation, and overwork. This was a genocide against their own people, an auto-genocide based on class and political belief. It shows us that the US versus them doesn't even have to be about race or religion. It can be about ideas. Each of these stories is a different flavor of the same poison. The Holocaust was bureaucratic and industrial. Rwanda was fast, furious, and personal. Cambodia was ideological and self-destructive, but in each case, a group in power defined another group as less than human. They blamed them for the country's problems and set out to eliminate them. They are 3 distinct, horrific case studies that prove this isn't a one-off event. It's a playbook, a deadly, tragic playbook that people keep finding and deciding to use again, which is why we have to know the plays. So how do you get a whole country to go along with this? It's not like everyone wakes up one morning and decides to be evil. It's a process, a slow, deliberate process. Think of it like a recipe. The first ingredient is creating an us and a them. A leader or a political group points to a minority and says, they are different. They are not like us. This is the classic division. It could be based on religion, ethnicity, where someone's grandparents were born. You draw a line in the sand and tell everyone they have to pick a side. This is the foundation for everything that follows. The next step is dehumanization. This is crucial. You can't get ordinary people to harm other ordinary people if they see them as human. So, you have to strip away their humanity. You use propaganda, you call them names, vermin insects. You hear this language on the radio, you see it in newspapers, and now, you see it online. It's a constant drumbeat telling the majority that they are not people families, hopes, dreams. They are a problem, a pest, an infestation that needs to be cleansed. Once people start believing that, the door to violence is wide open. Then, you need to organize. Genocide is almost never a spontaneous riot. It's planned. Governments or other powerful groups create special police forces or militias. They pass laws that discriminate against the target group, taking away their jobs, their property, their citizenship. They create a system, a structure for the violence. They hand out weapons. They give orders. This organization turns hateful ideas into hateful actions on a mass scale. It gives people permission to act on their worst impulses, and sometimes, it forces them to. It makes participation feel like a duty, and refusal feel like treason. Finally, there's the denial. This happens both during and after. The perpetrators deny what they're doing. They'll call it resettlement self-defense. They'll say the reports are exaggerated, that it's just a civil war. They'll block journalists and investigators from getting in. And after it's all over, they'll deny it ever happened. They'll destroy evidence, intimidate survivors, try to rewrite history. This denial is the final act of destruction, an attempt to kill the memory of the people they've already killed. It's the final, cowardly ingredient in this horrific recipe. You know, it's terrifying. So when these signs appear, how does the world react? Well, historically, the reaction has been mixed, and by mixed, I mean often slow and ineffective. The first response is usually condemnation. Politicians will make speeches, they'll say they are deeply concerned. The UN will pass a resolution. It's a lot of strong words. Words don't stop bullets. For people on the ground, that isn't a rescue plan. It often feels like the world is just watching, wringing its hands. Sometimes, the world tries economic pressure, sanctions. Sanctions can work, but they can be blunt, hurting ordinary citizens, or leaders find other ways to get money, and they take time. Victims don't have time. So what actually works? Early and decisive action. When the international community acts quickly, lives are saved. Diplomatic intervention. Powerful countries putting heavy pressure on regimes. Physical protection, sending well-equipped UN peacekeepers with a clear mandate to protect, not just observe. Create safe zones where people escape the killing. Humanitarian aid, creating refugee camps, getting people out of harm's way. Stop impunity, holding leaders accountable. Accountability is a powerful deterrent. International courts like the ICC matter. Prosecutions, even years later, send a message. The world will not forget. You will be held responsible. It's slow, it's imperfect, but accountability helps make never again more than a phrase. Okay, after all that, it's easy to feel helpless. These are huge, global problems. What can one person really do? Well, more than you think. It starts with something simple. Pay attention, and don't look away. Read the news from more than one source. Follow human rights organizations. Genocide Watch, Auschwitz Institute for the Prevention of Genocide and Mass Atrocities. They are the world's smoke detectors. They track these warning signs. Knowing what's happening is the first step. You can't help solve a problem if you don't even know it exists. Your awareness is a form of resistance. Next, use your voice. This doesn't mean you have to become a world leader. It can be as simple as speaking out against hate speech when you see it, whether it's online or from your uncle at a family dinner. Normalizing hate is how this all starts. Your refusal to accept it helps denormalize it. You can also use your voice to contact your elected officials. Write them an email, call their office, tell them you want your country's foreign policy to prioritize human rights, tell them you support funding for refugees and peacekeeping. They count those calls. You can also vote with your wallet. Support organizations that are doing the work on the ground. Groups that provide aid to refugees, that document atrocities, that advocate for victims. A small donation can go a long way. Support journalism that does deep investigative work into these issues. In an age of endless content, paying for quality reporting that holds power to account is a revolutionary act. Where we choose to put our money shows what we value. Let's value truth, and let's value the people who are risking their lives to find it. Finally, remember that genocide is the endpoint of a long road of dehumanization. The antidote to that is rehumanization. Learn about other cultures. Talk to people who are different from you. Support refugees in your own community. See the person, not the label. It sounds simple, it sounds cliché, but it's the fundamental building block of a tolerant society. History has shown us the worst humanity is capable of. But it has also shown us people who risked their lives to save others, people who spoke out when it was dangerous, and people who dedicated their lives to justice. We have a choice. We can learn from this dark history, or we can be doomed to see it repeated. The choice, as always, is ours. Yeah.